If you like the convenience of paying for your parking meter using just your cell phone, we'll show you how today on The Lab.
Oh, welcome. How are you? Good to see you. It's time for The Lab with me, Leo Laporte. And judging by the jungle juice they've put in my coffee today, I think it's going to be a particularly interesting episode. See that? There's my picture right there. That's how I know it's my mug.
That's how you know it's your mug.
Wait a minute, you have one just like that.
I have a lipstick on my mug. Just steer clear.
Kate Abraham, ladies and gentlemen. If there's lipstick on the mug, Kate's been here. Yes, it's hers. We have some great guests coming up. Let me just see here
the
clipboard.
Guests.
People think this is a prop.
I swear it's actually information on there.
If they didn't do the clipboard, I'd have no idea this was episode 20. See?
Not show 23.
I won't show the rest of it. What says, Leo, look at the Oh, hi. Coming up, we've got Darren Stone, a demonstration of something called Verus. This is very cool.
It is. I actually went and did some B-roll, and I did a bit of reverse parking in Canada, which was kind of scary.
You've never done that before?
Everything's on the wrong side of the road for me, because I learned to drive right hand.
Lefty. Right side, yeah.
Yeah, so for me, everything feels like it's in the wrong place. But that's fine.
So parallel parking is more difficult for you?
I couldn't do it in England, so I can't do it here. So I'm just like...
This is neat, though. I mean, I saw this. They have it right out here where you park in the place and you can use your cell phone to pay for it.
It's a great idea. I mean, and from what I can gather, it's working really well as well. So.
Yeah, I love it. Jacob Tran is also here. He's a Flash master, so he's going to show us how to demonstrate some basic Flash animation technologies, including, I'm told, a game in which I get shot. Oh, no, not this episode. I get shot next episode. Thank goodness.
For that one.
But the main reason we do this show really is your calls. We love your calls. And I know I see somebody on the screen right there.
We have Alik, and he is in Montreal in Quebec.
Ah, wonderful. Hello, Alik.
Hello.
Welcome to The Lab.
Thank you.
What can I do for you today?
Well, I kind of got lucky this year receiving some old computers from my school.
Ah.
Well, their CPU power isn't very powerful.
That's why you got them. They said, give them to Alik. Okay.
Yes.
Well, how powerful or how unpowerful are they?
Well, they're Pentium 1s.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So that stuff is, let's see, Pentium 1, that stuff is probably like 10 years old, maybe even older.
Give or take.
Yeah, maybe 11 or 12.
Yeah.
90 megahertz?
I think so.
I remember when those came out. It was 1995. It was a good year. They were we thought 90 megahertz. Wow, I can even remember an editor of PC Magazine saying, Leo, look at this. Look how fast this is. Now it's like your cell phone's faster than that.
Yeah.
So how many do you have?
Well, I think we have about 4 of them that we want to try clustering together.
Oh, you want to try cluster? Okay, well, in order to do clustering, you need to use Linux pretty much.
Yeah, I've heard that.
In fact, well, what clustering is using multiple computers to simulate a single computer, and you multiply the power times 4, minus a little bit for overhead, and so you've got a cluster. Now, actually, you can do it on Windows and Macs. In fact, at Virginia Tech, they have a very famous cluster of Macs. It's called the TerraScale Computing Project, where they have several thousand Macintosh computers hooked up together to simulate a supercomputer. In fact, as I remember, it was the fastest computer ever, certainly in the top 10. So it's possible to cluster a variety of different operating systems. Now, Windows sometimes will be clustered by people, for instance, who are making 3D movies, where they're trying to create, render images, and obviously they don't want to wait around for one computer to do it. So there are a number of programs that will do this that are commonly used on Windows desktop automatically. So they'll go out and see other Windows computers running the same program on the network, and they'll divvy up the tasks, and they'll then combine it at the end. But if you want to actually turn it into what looks like a single computer, then you'd probably, especially on an older machine like that, you're going to have to use Linux. You can't get Windows running in any decent form or fashion on that. And what you're going to want to do is do a Google search for Linux and cluster. Clustering is what it's called. The very first thing you'll find is the Linux cluster how-to, which will talk about the various hardware and how you put it all together. They'll talk about what to do with the operating system, and then, most importantly, what software you can use, because, frankly, not all software will work with this. And then, finally, configuration and so forth. And he's got some benchmarks on here. He's using Pentium 3 1 gigahertz processors. I'm sorry, that's the frame of reference, and then he's showing you how these all work together. So this is one really good resource. It's the Linux Cluster How-To. I would highly recommend it. And then if you go, there are various other places where you can read about clustering. Again, a Google search for Linux cluster is pretty good. I have to tell you, though, and I'm sure you've figured this out, but you multiply 490 megahertz Pentium 1s together, at best, you're going to get a 360 megahertz machine. That's not a lot of power. What kind of applications do you want to apply to it?
Well, I was just doing it for more of an experience to learn.
Exactly. Then that's exactly what you should do. None of this will cost you anything. You do have to network the computers together, of course. I'm sure they have network cards already since they came from a school.
Yep.
I think this is a great way to go. And I think what you'll learn from this is the basics of clustering. And I think more and more we're seeing that as a viable way to get jobs done. You know, I just was reading the other day about the PlayStation 3, which we've got over here. Silent Bob's fooling around with it. Sony has figured out that, you know, what happened was that you could put these PlayStation 3s to work on SETI at Home, which is the project to analyze data from the extraterrestrial telescopic surveys, the radio telescope surveys they're doing, and try to find what would appear to be a signature for life. And they took a look at the SETI at Home results, and they said, whoa, wait a minute. These PlayStation 3s are far faster than any of the other computers we've got on here. Their scores are through the roof. And so now Sony's saying, well, now we could probably put these together. And they've announced that they have a plan to take extra CPU cycles from PlayStation 3s and offer them for sale to somebody who needs many, many computers clustered together. Now, I don't know how Sony PlayStation 3 owners are going to feel about this, or how Sony's going to compensate them. But the point is, there is a big future in this kind of clustering. In fact, I think this is how supercomputers will be made from now on, is clustering inexpensive but powerful desktop computers or even gaming machines together. And so this is a good skill for you to learn. I think it's a great idea. Start with a Linux cluster how-to, okay?
Okay.
I think that's the best place for you to go. And keep me filled in on how you're doing. I think this is a great project.
Yeah.
I think you could get an A+ in your independent study if you did this.
Yeah. Well, at our school, we also got a few Pentium 3s and 4s.
Yeah, faster would be better. But here's what you do. Set it up with a Pentium 1 first.
Okay.
And if you got it working, because it's kind of hard to get work. I've tried to set up Linux clusters before, and it's non-trivial. We did it once on the screensavers. It was kind of fun. We had a race, and that was pretty neat. But it's not a trivial thing to do. So it's a good thing for you to learn and just learn about the ins and outs, and then you can apply it to the bigger computers.
Yeah.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Thanks for the call. I really appreciate it. It's a really simple thing to do if you go search for it. There's a lot of stuff. You just need to know the word cluster. That's what these are called, is clusters. All right, coming up in just a little bit. How do you pay for parking with your cell phone? You mean I could take this, I could pull up at a parking spot and I could go do-do-do-do, and all of a sudden my parking's paid for? Yes, if you live in the right part of the country. We're going to show how to do it in just a bit as the lab continues. Stay right here. Welcome back to the lab with Leo. One of these days, you're going to walk up to a parking meter and you're not going to have to put any coins in. You're actually just going to dial a number, push some buttons, and pay for your parking. Yes, it's true. In fact, you could do it right now, right outside our building. That's how I first became aware of this. Darren Stone is the co-founder and chief technology officer with Veris Mobile Technologies. Now in almost 100 cities and universities and all over, you're doing this pay by cell phone stuff. That's really cool.
Thank you.
So how does it work?
Can we roll the clip?
Let's roll the tape. This is actually Kate learning how to park. And then, So basically what happens, you'll pull up to a parking space. Now, the meter obviously has to be enabled for that, right? I mean, it's not
It's just a matter of putting a sticker on a meter and it's enabled.
Okay, so there's nothing special they have to do to the meter?
Nope.
It says the phone number. You dial the number. She's doing it right now. And then You could do this by a text message, too.
You can do a text message as well, yeah.
Okay.
We also have voice recognition technology coming.
Oh, that's neat. So you could talk to it and you could say, I'd like to park. You do need the parking spot.
Yeah, she's keying in the location number.
Okay.
And then it's going to ask her how many minutes she wants. And that's it. She hangs up, she walks away.
That's cool. Now, it doesn't change the meter at all. Oh, look at this. This tells you when you're, you got it.
This is actually what she would have gotten.
A little text message back.
Towards the end of her parking session. It reminds her that her parking's going to expire.
See, I like that. So it's going to say, you're running out of time, get back out there. Or could I dial in more money?
Absolutely, yeah. You can extend your parking remotely. You don't run back to the car.
I love that. That's a really neat feature. Yeah. So, how widespread is this technology? You said 100 cities.
Yeah, we've got about 100 cities across Canada, the U.S., and the UK. Big ones are, Vancouver, obviously, Chicago, London, Oakland.
I feel silly
Seattle.
that I'd never seen this before.
Yeah, and we...
but I guess it isn't everywhere yet.
We have 500,000 users using Verus Pay by phone right now, so it's...
I don't need an account ahead of time or anything like that.
You don't. You can sign up right on the spot. If you prefer, it is easier to set up an account ahead of time on the web, where you can key in some of your payment information and license plates, but you don't have to. You can.
So this doesn't go to my cell bill. I'll actually give them a credit card number.
Most people back it with a credit card or a debit card in the UK. Yeah.
Could you have it go to the cell bill?
We're working on that. We're working with the wireless carriers.
With all the providers.
And we do work with all the carriers, and I think that'll probably come. Yeah.
I've heard in Japan of people using cell phones to buy soda from soda machines.
Yeah, it's an interesting application. Yeah, for sure.
Well, you started this in 2001. Was it parking that was the first idea? Or?
Parking was one of the very first ideas. We felt there needed to be some really compelling mobile-oriented, location-based applications, not just a generic. Sort of abstract idea.
Right.
So we started with parking, and we've also done some event-based services.
Like what?
In sports stadiums, the Seattle Mariners. Mm-hmm. So if you go to a Mariners game, for example...
Can I order a hot dog from my seat?
Hot dog and beer, and you can just keep them coming. Yeah.
I want that! That's great.
Text in the item
Pretty
code.
soon we won't have to move anywhere. We'll just sit here like this all the time.
That's right.
So eventually, I guess, in some ways, this could become my wallet. I could buy things, all sorts of stuff, order stuff.
The way we see it is you're carrying your cell phone anyways. Just make use of it in secure, convenient ways. Take some of the pain out.
Do you find that people are comfortable with the idea of doing this, or is there some resistance?
Pretty comfortable. I mean, if you can use your cell phone to check your voicemail, you can pay for your parking, or you can buy a beer, or...
My wife barely can use her cell phone to get her voicemail, but I think she could figure out how to use this.
I think you can train her.
I think she'd be very comfortable with this, and I do like the idea, the convenience of it. What would you like to see down the road? I mean, what other enhancements or what other kinds of services would you like to offer?
We'd just like to see more people using it. We do have some other...
There's a wide universe of people, you could go to.
There is. And, to be honest, probably one of the challenges we have is just to break people out of the habit of parking the old way, because it's painful, you get parking violations.
I never have enough quarters.
We can solve all that for you.
Yeah. So the Verus is going to stick with the parking and make that be your.
No, parking is always going to be there. Like I say, we work in the sports space. There's a couple of other verticals that I can't talk about right now. But
You'll see
them released before the end of the year.
I knew he had something up his sleeve. He's not going to stop with parking. No, this man wants to take over the world. Get to know Darren Stone. He's trouble. No. I think this is a really clever idea, and it's not just. This was in the case. This was the city of Vancouver, but it could be parking garages too, and so forth.
Oh yeah, it works at all the parking garages. Like I said, hospitals, university campuses.
Do you have to do any special software on your end or server stuff on your end to make this work?
To make it easy for the client side, where you can just use any old cell phone.
Right.
It puts a lot of the burden on our side, but that's our job. So
there's not humans on the other end.
There's not a lot of humans. We employ.
You're basically calling the server, though.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You don't unless you need to break through to call to talk to customer service.
Right.
You don't interact with a human when you make that call. And obviously, if you do a text message, it's not a human at the other end receiving your text message. It's another system. Yeah.
And when you implement speech recognition, then you will have to have on your end intelligent speech recognition software, basically.
Yes, we've got that, and that'll see the light of day real soon.
It's very, very cool. You'll probably see this soon coming to a parking meter near you. Darren Stone is the co-founder and chief technology officer of Verus Mobile Technologies. Did you like Kate? Was this Good. Are you on the phone with somebody? I don't want to.
Just hung up.
Did you just
That's how I
hang? I'm
treat my
sorry.
callers. I just
you
hang
hung up on
them.
them. Well, was this cool? Does this work very well for you?
Yeah, it was great actually. It was really easy to use, very self-explanatory. I think just the initial setup's like the longest thing to do because
you have to give it your credit
you have
card.
to actually make sure that you obviously log on first and create an account. But once you have an account up and running, you're pretty much laughing and ready to go.
I love it. Veris Mobile Technologies. Is there any competition in this field, or do you own it?
We own it. There's, lately there's.
Public?
No, we're a privately held company.
I would buy stock.
There's a couple of other companies moving into this space. I mean, we've seen PayPal Mobile come into that recently.
Sure, that's right.
And
I'm sure Google will be doing it someday soon too.
We hope so. It just sort of validates.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And you've already got a great foothold. Thank you for joining us, Darren. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Leo. Yeah.
And you can find out more about this on our website, labwithleo.com. And I bet you if you look, you might be surprised. There are more parking meters have these than you might realize once you're aware of it. Coming up, we're going to show you how to create basic Flash animations. That's what it says right here. And then more of your calls. But first, what the tech is this? Do you recognize this? Sean Carruthers zoomed in with his super duper extra close-up macro. Stay with us through the break. When we come back, we'll zoom out and find out as the lab continues. Welcome back to the lab with Leo. All right, what the tech is that? Let's zoom out and find out. It's his lens. How do you take a picture of your lens? That's very confusing. Sean Carruthers is an amazing magician. I guess you have more than one camera, eh?
More than one lens.
Oh, yeah. Duh. What was I thinking? Let's get another call. Actually, I just was, before we get another call, do you mind, just a little digression. I was just browsing around on the Dell site, and look, this is kind of a neat thing. In the executive biographies, they have what each executive uses as a computer. Now, of course, they're all Dells, but look this is Michael Dell's home computer. Look what operating system Michael Dell is using. Ubuntu Linux. With VMware, OpenOffice, Firefox. Do you see Windows on that list? I don't. Now, he does use a desktop as well, but I noticed that the desktop doesn't say what it's running. Maybe that's his gaming machine. I don't know. And isn't that interesting, though? I mean, here he is, the chairman of the most influential Windows hardware company, and he's running Linux. Maybe that explains why Dell just started selling Linux on its computer systems. All right, now, let's get another question on the air. Who do you have?
We have Cameron. He's from Toronto in Ontario. Just got back from an exam, so be gentle with him.
Oh, dear. Cameron, what was the exam in?
Oh, it was my theories of representation exam for studying new media at Ryerson in Toronto.
Oh, so you're studying media at Ryerson. That's great. What a great school for doing that. That's fantastic. Theories of representation.
Yes.
Wow. I don't even know what that means.
It's a lot of everything, really.
I would love to study this stuff, having done it now for a few years. I'd be very curious what I'm doing wrong. But you can tell me that later. Let me help you with your computer question.
Thank you. Well, I recently purchased a Mac. It's a 24-inch iMac. And I'm trying to connect to a networked Windows printer because I have a network running in my house, although I have two routers. The first one is connected to the modem, and my iMac is actually wired into that one. And then the second router is connected into the first router. And the Windows PCs are connected to that second router.
So essentially the Mac and the... Well, now where's the printer located?
The printer is connected to those PCs on the second router.
Is it a network printer or is it a shared printer off of one PC?
It's a shared printer off of one PC.
Okay, this gets worse and worse. Okay. So here's the first problem. For you to be able to print to that printer, the Mac and the PC that printer is connected to have to be on the same network segment.
Okay.
So printing won't go across network segments. Because you have two routers, that could be tricky. Now, does that second router, is it bridging or is it assigning IP addresses?
What I did is I just went into the control panel. It's a Linksys router, and I just changed it from the local IP address to 192.168.2.1 instead of 1.
Yeah, that's not going to work. So you now have two segments, and they don't talk to each other. In fact, I would think that file sharing does not work from the Mac to the PCs either. Is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah. So basically, it's like you've set up a big wall, and that's probably why you use two routers, right? You want to separate the networks.
Well, yeah. Initially, it was because the wireless couldn't reach all the way across Windows, but then we just went wired and it's faster.
Yeah. Well, either eliminate that second router or turn that router into a bridged router that doesn't assign IP addresses. I think, I may be wrong, that turns it into a switch, and I think that it'll go across the switch, but I may be wrong. It may be that it will only work if the, maybe you could help me with this, Sean, if the printer and the computer the printer's on are on the same subnet as the Macintosh. Once you've got that working, it should work pretty straight. It should be pretty straightforward. You should see the printer. If it's shared properly, just share it. Standard Windows printer sharing, just share it. And you should see it on the Mac. Then sometimes you do have some issues. You've got to have the right driver on the Mac and things like that. But it should be pretty straightforward. Right now, the Mac can't even see the PC. So that's your first job. Let's get the Mac seeing the PC before you even try to share the printer. And I think that the real issue is that they're on separate network segments, yeah?
Right, yeah. So putting or taking DHCP assignment off of the one.
Turning it off?
Right.
You think that'll work?
I think it'll work, but you may have to plug, instead of plugging one into the WAN port, you might have to just plug it into one of the other LAN ports.
So, okay, that's an interesting point. Okay, so I'm trying to imagine this topology here. You've got the internet here and a line going to your first router. Then coming off the first router is another router, which the Mac is hooked up to. And then, or actually coming off the first router is the Mac, is that right? And coming off the router is also another router, which the PCs are coming off of.
Right.
Yeah, and yeah, so this is just blocking. I would either, if you no longer need that second router, I just eliminate it. Or put it in bridge mode. The question is, it's not now just it's not really a hub yet. It's still a switch, and so it may be that traffic doesn't go over the switch very well. I'm trying to remember if that'll work or not. I would try that first. If you can eliminate the extra router, that'll make a big difference.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And I hope I represented this well, at least according to theory.
Oh, yes. I'll try some stuff, and hopefully, yeah, what you said will work. Thank you very much.
Ryerson is a great school, I have to say, and I know a lot of journalists who came out of Ryerson, and I think you're getting a great education. So I hope you did well on the exam. And what would you like to do? Are you interested in working in new media?
I am.
Yeah, doing what?
Well, right now I'm having a lot of fun with video editing and motion graphics.
Excellent. You couldn't be in a better position at a better time, frankly. Just don't go to work for any big company. Do it. You could do it yourself. You don't need a big company anymore.
All right.
That's the real strength of this. It's an opportunity for the individual to become a creator on his own and own all the stuff. Hey, thanks for the call.
Thank you.
Good luck, Cameron. Take care. Coming up, more of your calls, more answers to your questions. But first, one more chance. Well, or your first chance. Let's not be picky. To answer our quick quiz question of the day, how many internet-connected computers and devices are capable of playing Flash? We're talking about Flash later on in the show. 20, 100, 250, over 600 million computers. I don't know the answer. Maybe you do. We'll talk about it later on as the lab continues. Welcome back to the lab with Leo and another caller on the line. Kate, who do you have? Oh, he looks scared.
He looks like a hockey fan.
A little hockey fan in action.
This is
All
John.
Right.
So John's from Sherbrooke in Quebec.
John, show us your shirt, your jersey. What team are you rooting for? Oh, I should know that.
We're out of the championship, but we're still the best.
Yes, that's right. And don't you ever forget it. Canadians.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. Couldn't be better. By the way, thank you very much for helping me a while back with my website, jtjohnston.net.
Wait a minute now. Don't rush through that plug. JDJOHNSON?
JTJOHNSTON.net.
I think we did the same thing when I talked to you last time.
Yeah, that was
jtjohnston.net. And what is... no, I got it wrong. What is your website about?
Well, I was hooking up a web cooperative.
It looks like you got it going.
And I got it going, and everything's going well, and I thank you ever so much.
Well, I'm thrilled. I think this is a great idea. People call me all the time asking how to do it, and I'll tell them, and then they never do it, but I'm glad you actually did this.
Well, jtjohnston.net, go have a look at it, and I'd be happy to show anyone how to do it. It's really simple, and it didn't cost a lot of money.
No, and now you have you're helping all these people with their websites.
Yep, and I'm not making money. I don't want to make money. It's a sheer adventure.
What a contribution that is. jtjohnston.net Web Hosting Cooperative. Well, now maybe I can help you again. I'm hoping so. What's your new tale of woe?
Oh my! I open up Microsoft Excel and I get this stupid thing. The workbook you open contains automatic links to information in another workbook. Do you want to update this workbook with changes made to another workbook?
Right. I've seen this before. Yeah. So when you made this workbook, you somehow had it linked to another spreadsheet somewhere.
Yeah, I copied and pasted from another spreadsheet to put something in this file, and the other spreadsheet, of course, doesn't exist. It was in my temporary folder, and now I've got this, and I can't find out which cells that it was connected to, and I've got 10 sheets here.
Well, here's the good news. Which version of Excel are you using?
Oh, that would be Microsoft 2000.
2003?
No, 2000.
2000. Okay, good. I only have 2007 on here, but it's actually easier in the earlier versions because you have a menu still. I only have the toolbar now, and it's in the menu. All you have to do is go. I think it's in the tools menu. All you have to do is go to links, and you basically reassign the links, and you could do it spreadsheet globally, spreadsheet wide. You'll go to the links. And you'll say reassign these links, and you just assign it to your current spreadsheet.
Like the tools.
I think it's in tools. Well, I have it written down here on my website. Let me just really quickly check. You know where I got the answer from to this is Mr. Excel. That's exactly right. Mr. Excel is really a valuable help in all of this stuff. You can go to MrExcel.com and he can answer all of those questions for you. Let me just real quickly go to the show here and see if I can find the answer that I gave. Do you have it in front of you, Sean?
I don't yet.
Yeah, I'm going to the caller. There it is. Edit. So it's in the edit menu, links, and then you want to change the source. That's it.
Oh, that's so easy. Oh.
Of course it's easy. If it works, of course it's easy because Microsoft makes it so easy, don't they? Yeah. Now you tell me where it is here in Excel 2007, and I'll help you with that. But yeah, it's really all you're doing is what you've done, and this is actually a really great thing, is you can link a spreadsheet to data from another spreadsheet.
Right, but link it back to itself, basically.
Right, but if you've got the spreadsheet data coming from another source, and that source goes away, you're going to get these error messages every time. Yeah. So here it is. It's under Data, Edit Links, I think.
Yep, I got it.
Yep.
Change links.
So it's a very simple thing. You just have the links. I guess I don't have any data in here, so I don't have any links. But you'll have all the links point back to the current spreadsheet, and it makes it much simpler. All better?
Thank you, Uncle Leo.
Oh, you're welcome.
And don't forget to join the Shriners, hey?
No, I know my grandfather-in-law's hat. I have the fez. All I need is the club.
You've got to do it.
It's great to talk to you, and I thank Mr. Excel for helping me find the answer to that question. As usual, MrExcel.com. They've got tons of answers there. Thanks for the call.
All right.
All right. Next year. It's going to be a good year next year for the Canadians.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Take care. More of your calls coming up. We're also going to learn how to create basic Flash animations. It's all ahead as the lab continues. Stay right here. Welcome back to the lab with Leo. We've got one of Ewell's Jewels, a free file coming up in just a second, but I think we should get another call in here. Squeeze one in before we do that. You got one for me?
I do have one for you.
Look at this picture. He's talking to his mouse.
This is Brian from Agora Hills in California.
I should have said what's wrong with this picture before I gave away the clue there. Hello, Brian. How are you today?
Hi, Leo. Good to talk to you.
It's great to talk to you. What can I do for you?
Well, I've had several problems since I upgraded to Vista, and one of the most annoying problems, when it imported my favorites at Explorer, 4 folders are blank. It didn't put links in those folders.
And so there were links in there, but they're just gone.
Correct. It's just an empty folder now, and I've tried importing the old folder that had the links.
Right.
But it says error converting bookmarks.
Mm-hmm. You kind of have to go through one more step.
Okay.
Which is to export in IE 6 or 7 on XP, export the data out into a file, and then import it. And I think you'll probably get them. Are you following?
Well, what type of file?
Well, you get your choice here. I'll show you. This is IE7 on Vista, but it'll be the same thing. It's under the File menu. It's the Import-Export wizard, and you can say Export Favorites, okay, to another. And this is the manual way of doing what IE7 on Vista was supposed to do, but didn't. And then you select what folders you want, and you could just select the individual troubled folders, or you could select all of your favorites, and then you can export to an application, but I found that better just to export to a bookmark.htm file. This is kind of the default lingua franca of bookmarks. This is actually based on the Netscape bookmark format. And if you export it to a bookmark file, let me export it to my desktop so you can see what it's going to look like. It will. Well, here we'll do it this way here. I want to go to my desktop. Well, this is really annoying. I tell you, it takes a while to get used to the very strange, there we go, system that is being used. So here we're going to call this Leo's bookmarks. This is Vista, and it's just taken me a long time to get to it. And it's HTML. Get used to it. So I'm going to break this out to my desktop. Okay, I've exported them. Now, if you look at it, it's actually a text file. In fact, if I import it into Internet Explorer, you'll see, not import it, but just drag it in there, you'll see all of the bookmarks in there just as regular links. But you can also import that now into Internet Explorer in the same way that I did before, using the File, Import, Export menu. And instead of exporting, you're going to import favorites. And I think it does a better job, frankly, than the automatic import. I suspect you'll get all those bookmarks in there. Unless there's something odd about the bookmarks. But if they're just standard bookmarks, it should work just fine.
Well, I think this is what I've been doing all along. I import and I've done the import.
You've been doing it manually all along. Oh, okay.
Right. And now when I try to do the import manually,
yep.
Even that now when in Vista to try it out, I exported the current bookmarks I have, and then I tried to import them.
Okay.
And I get the same error with the new copy.
Take a look at that file that you're getting, then, the export file. You can open it in Notepad or any text editor and see what it is. I mean, is there something odd going on with it? Because these should just be standard links, and that's why when you open it in the browser directly, it looks just like a web page with linked text. If you have something odd in those bookmarks, what are they bookmarks to? Websites or?
Right.
Huh. It sounds like there's something odd going on in there. I mean, you can open this file if you choose in a text editor, and maybe you can figure out. Oh, they've embedded it. Maybe you can figure out exactly what is going on with it. That's odd. I'm not sure I understand exactly what's going on there.
Right.
So when you import it, or rather export it, you're exporting it to a bookmarks.htm file?
Well, I'm not sure. It just says File, Import, Export.
Because you can't export it directly to Internet Explorer, and I don't think that's going to work as well. So what I'm saying is use this intermediate file format, and the advantage of that is you can also then look at it. You see what I'm saying?
No, all I know.
Look at the import-export wizard again. You'll see there's two choices. Right. You can export it directly in, or you can export it as a file. Export directly to an application or as a file. Once you get that file, look at that file and look in that folder. You can actually look at it. It's a text file. You can edit it. You can see what's in there, and you can see what's going wrong. If it's not exporting it out, then I don't know what's going on. It sounds like they're damaged or corrupted somehow. If you're not actually, in other words, if you drag that exported bookmark file to the browser like this, and you see the folder name, but there's nothing underneath it, well, that would explain why you're not getting anything in those folders. There's something odd going on with those favorites. Maybe they're damaged or somehow corrupted or something. Mm-hmm. That's all I could think of. But try doing it to the file, because the thing about going into a text file is you can even look at it and see if there's anything in there. And if it needs to be fixed, you could fix it with a text editor.
Okay.
Yeah, let me see if I can. I'm going to look in Notepad here. We'll see if I drag this into Notepad. Yeah, there it is. This is the plain HTML. And if you look at these and you're seeing there's some damage here, then you can see maybe what's going on, and maybe you can even fix that.
Okay.
All right. That's the best I can do to help you. And it may just be that those favorites are somehow mangled. Do they still work in the old? Did you explain to me what the import is? It from XP to Vista or?
Well, yeah. Initially, it was from XP to Vista, but now in Vista, even in Vista, when I save my bookmarks.
Well, but that export's already done, and they're damaged. You've got to go back to the original.
No, I'm saying even now with Vista, say if I save today, I save my current bookmarks.
Working bookmarks, okay.
Working bookmarks, and then I say, okay, let me try and import what I just exported. It won't let me do it.
All right. In that case, it sounds like a permissions issue. Are you logged in as an administrator? Maybe it's not saving them properly in that favorites folder, or that favorites folder is damaged. Was this an upgrade from XP to Vista, or a fresh install of Vista?
An upgrade.
Okay, I'll tell you what, this is one of the problems, the kinds of category problems you get when you take an existing installation of an operating system and you upgrade to a new one. My suspicion is that favorites folder is the permissions in the favorites folder are messed up somehow. And this is why I generally recommend, it's almost always better, if you can, to format the drive and reinstall. You know, it's unfortunate because Microsoft doesn't make that easy. They really almost make it impossible to upgrade XP to Vista without actually upgrading on top of XP, and that's almost always a bad thing to do. What I suggest is taking a look at the properties of your favorites folder, and I suspect something is damaged in there. Something's not quite right with those, and that's all I can think of. This is the kind of thing that's happened when you upgrade an operating system on top of another operating system. Best thing to do, if you could, I guess you've lost there's no other copy of this anywhere else, and this is why people always say make sure you back up before you do the upgrade from XP to Vista. It's things like this that you wish you'd backed up. If you had that original favorites folder, you'd be able to recover it. It's damaged now. I would look at the permissions and see if you can fix that. Hey, it's time for Ryan Ewell's Jewel for the day, our free file of the day. What do you got for us today?
Well, it's Linux, Mac, and Windows, so I got them all covered.
Okay.
It is Mozilla Sunbird.
Sunbird?
Yes.
Now, I know about Firebird. I know about Firefox. I know about Thunderbird. What is Sunbird?
Sunbird is a calendar. Just pure and simply, it's a calendar.
All right.
So I've been playing around with it here, and it's got some cool features. I mean, I think it has everything you'd expect to have in a calendar. So you can have your to-dos, you can add your to-dos, you can put on different calendars. You can have multiple calendars. You can change categories of to-do tasks or things. You can add your own categories. You can sort by those categories. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's all these. You can even change the view of your calendar if you want to see it by time over day. You can do a bunch of different things. There's a lot of stuff to do here.
How about sharing and publishing? Does it have that kind of capability?
You can actually add a calendar to go on a network so that you can actually access it remotely, and then you can share it with friends and coworkers.
Oh, I like that.
I haven't tried uploading to that with multiple people doing the same server. I didn't have time to check that. But there's a lot of support on how to use it. There's add-ons. Because it is part of the Mozilla family, you can do add-ons. So there's
the best thing about Firefox is the extensions. So there's even extensions for the calendar.
So it's really flexible. It's got everything you need. Alarms, obviously. So it's a pretty cool free file.
It's called Sunbird.
Sunbird, Mozilla Sunbird. It's absolutely free. All the platforms. It's a Ewell's Jewel.
I like it. I like it. Look for a way to sync it with Google Calendar. See if it would work with Google Calendar.
There might be an add-on.
Then I'm going to be very happy. You can find more of Ewell's Jewels online, right?
Absolutely, labwithleo.com.
Got a whole list of them, all the jewels from all our shows, and that list is growing every day, because every day there's a new Ewell's Jewel. Coming up in just a little bit, we're going to show you how to use Flash, some basics. If you've always wanted to get involved in this web technology, it's very, very, very cool. And more of your calls coming up, too, as the lab continues. You stay right here. That's neat. I'll have to play with that. I got iCal. I don't know. I got some. gave you one more chance to solve our quick quiz conundrum. How many internet-connected computers and devices are capable of playing Flash? I'm going to guess over 600 million, and I would guess correctly. I know that there's at least that many Windows computers alone. And they all play Flash. Flash is ubiquitous. Hey, we did a little research together, my friend Sean Carruthers and I, on Brian's issue, and it turns out there are quite a few people having trouble with favorites and IE7. Not just IE7 on Vista, but IE7 in general, but it's a particular problem on Vista. And it does, as I suspected, have to do with the permissions of the favorites folder. We've got two different solutions we're going to put in the show notes. One is to change the system, or set the system attribute of that folder so that you can save bookmarks into it. If the system attribute isn't set, you won't even see the contents of the folder. I think that's what's happening. We also have another issue with user access control and something called integrity. All of this has to do with really security on the Windows side, and IE7 broke a lot of stuff. But fortunately, Flash still works in IE7, and we're going to talk about it right now. Jacob Tren is a software consultant and game design instructor. He's written games for some of the biggest, including Electronic Arts, including Flash games. And that's really, hi Jacob, welcome.
Hello.
That's really a hot category right now, is Flash games. In fact, sometimes I spend more time Flash gaming than I do regular games these days.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So do I.
They're fun. Games like, what is that, Line Rider, which is really fun.
Yeah.
And very simple. Those are all done in Flash, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think Flash really capitalizes on that casual gamer market.
Desktop tower defense, have you tried that yet?
Yeah,
don't, because you'll never get anything done again.
Yes.
So this is going to start at the very beginning. We're going to kind of get people up to speed using Flash to do gaming.
Right.
Or anything, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where do we start?
So where do we start? Well, what Flash is, it's an authoring environment for creating interactive content for the digital world, the web world, as well as mobile platforms. So everything we're doing today you can get off of labwithleo.com as well as jacobtran.com.
Okay.
I'll have a PDF with a tutorial that steps through everything as well as the source files.
Great.
So where are we going to start? We're going to start with animation. Okay. And there are three types of animation you can do within Flash. The first is traditional animation or classical animation.
Kind of cell by cell by cell.
Cell
you
by
modify
cell.
Each frame. And
Hanna-Barbera, Disney.
Yeah.
And the way that we do it in Flash is we use something called keyframes on a timeline. So very similar to tools like After Effects and Photoshop even, in the sense that it uses layers. But what we're going to do here is we have a picture of a ball. And in the second frame, we're going to add a keyframe, and we're going to move that ball to a different location. In the third frame, we're going to do the same thing, continually moving it. And what you're going to get is an animated sequence of the ball moving across the screen.
Okay. But it's kind of stutter step. It's not very smooth, is it?
Exactly. So I have an example here that just goes through.
Ooh, look at that. Now that's smooth.
There you go. A sequence of 45 frames. And I took a little time to do this.
Yeah.
And it's time consuming.
Frame by frame is tough.
Frame by frame. So we don't like doing that these days.
No, we do not.
We're in the new millennium here. So
let the computer do some work.
That's right. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you a way to sort of speed up that process. And there's something called tweening, a feature which allows you to specify one keyframe at the start, one keyframe at the end, and let the computer fill in the frames for you in between.
It's kind of based on the old Disney model where you'd have a guy do keyframes and then you'd have a tweener who would do the hard work of in
minimum
between.
Wage?
Yeah, a minimum wage guy. But
Okay.
our computer's less than minimum wage. We'll let your computer do it. So it can figure out what the images should look like in between the keyframes.
That's right. So in the first frame here, Leo, I have the orb at that location. And in the 35th frame, I'm going to move that orb over, let's say, to the top right.
Okay.
If I right-click in between the two keyframes and I say, create a motion tween for me, what it's going to do is it's going to magically fill up those frames in between. So what took me quite a while to do by hand in the traditional sense, it took me seconds to do it in the new motion tween.
But motion tweening is like a computer, kind of dumb, huh?
Exactly.
You have to help it out a little bit.
You have to help it out a little.
Yeah.
So what Flash allows you to do is it allows you to do some advanced tweening. So like I showed, you can do motion tweening, but you can also do some scaling.
Oh, look at that.
You can also do some rotation.
Well, that's cool.
And you can even add some English to your animation so it can ease out or ease in.
Start slower and speed up.
And speed up, or vice versa.
That's called English.
English. So alpha and tinting as well. So you can fade your movie clip and change its color.
So instead of just the straight line tweening that you did first, there are a lot of different
ones
settings,
for you.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ones that I use quite often, especially with gaming, is what's called motion guides.
Okay.
And you can see here.
This is how Line Rider works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This is the basis behind Line Rider. So what I've done here is I've drawn.
Is my head going to ride my name?
I've drawn your signature here. I forged it, and I grabbed this very good-looking gentleman to move along this line. And you can see here that we can do a motion tween based on a motion guide.
So the guide is the Leo, and you just tell it, follow this.
Follow this.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, and so you can even, again, do that orientation and the road and the morphing on the line as well.
Now, if you used a pen instead of my head, it actually would look like I was signing my name there.
Yes,
yeah,
a pencil.
Cool. Yeah.
Very nice. All right, so the last type of tween we're going to talk about today is shape tweening. And this is specific for morphing drawings. So let's say we have a circle here. And in our 30th keyframe, we have a square.
Oh, we're going to go from a circle to a square.
We're going to go from a circle to a square. So we're not only dealing with motion, we're dealing with motion as well as morphing now. So in between the keyframes, instead of creating a motion tween, we're going to create something called a shape tween.
Shape tween.
And you can see that it automatically takes my circle to a square.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's smart. And it makes some assumptions of what you're trying to do. If you were trying to, let's say, turn a sheep into a lion, then you'd have to give it some more hints. Right? So here, obviously, I don't have time to create a sheep for you, but I created a 5-sided object as well as a 4-sided object. And I'm going to start adding some shaped hints here that will tell the computer sort of where I want to go. So here's my A hint, my B hint, my C hint, and my D hint. And in my 30th keyframe, I'm going to say, this is where I want those points to end up.
They have to end up there.
Yes.
We're going to have to defer the rest to another day. We're going to have you back and talk more about this and slowly advance people to the point where they're doing advanced gaming.
Excellent.
JacobTran.com is the website, or visit our site, labwithleo.com, for more details, and also some interesting example of flash work created by your students, which is kind of cool. We'll have a final word with Lab with Leo right after this. You stay right here. Jacob says he's going to come back and he's going to make a game where you shoot me. Okay. Or am I shooting?
We're going to shoot you.
You're going to shoot me. That's what I thought. All right. Thanks a lot, Jacob. Hey, we're out of time, but we do want to encourage you to go to the website. We've got notes for all the things we've talked about there, labwithleo.com, and also a form to fill out so you can get on the show. And more importantly, get to talk to Kate. That's why they fill out that form. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time on the Lab with Leo. Take care.